Hello. Welcome to another sort of half demo, half making an album. So this is the second in a series of 10 videos where I'm going to kind of showcase the module. Today you'll also notice that below me is no foot cam. Today I wanted to just show off that there's a lot you can still do with the biggest foot without a balance board. The mode that it boots into is determined by hitting the board button right here, and it remembers that setting between boots. So it booted right into Lefty, which is going to move around the pressure for us without the need of a board. When you have got a small little travel case like this, maybe you can't travel with a board. So yeah, I just want to show that off. Anyway, this is already freaking me out. The patch that we have today involves, well, there is a microphone here, which is in the rack, which is a cool thing to have. Woo! Then I've got the WMD scalpel, which was one of the last modules to come out of WMD before they closed their doors. And no, they're kind of like a new company now, aren't they? I wonder if Scalpel will come back. So this is a parametric EQ. Then we've got the Morphogene. This is a granular audio processor that works sort of like a tape machine. And of course we've got the biggest foot in black panel today to kind of go along with the black spooky theme. And then the new multi-effect bib is here to do drive, echo, and reverb, and then just an I/O module that my buddy Ray also made. Anyway, let's get started. I'll give you a variety here.
So I'll do some scratching. I'll do some clapping,
some rubbing of the hands.
I'll do some clapping, some rubbing of my hands, some scratching. I'll do clapping, some rubbing of my hands.
So this is one of the coolest things about Morphogene is like being able to move through time with this knob, and then I can like pick a spot to slice. So there's just the rubbing of the hands. So trying to move the dials around to get something interesting right now, you can kind of already tell that it's lacking stuff for us to really grab onto. I can pitch shift it. And you can definitely hear the pitch shift happen, but it's not musical. Let me try one of the other clips. This was the snapping, right? So, okay, I could make that into like a one shot. That's pretty good. If I was gonna, tempo sync that and make that part of a track, I could have a snap. That's not too bad. Let me go to the next one. I think this is the tapping. That one's got a little bit more resonance. Resonance that naturally came from the shape of the container itself. So this one's actually a little more interesting. I actually like that one. We could put it through delay via bib. We could do that. I'll do that a little bit later. but I want to focus on this idea of resonance first.
Hey, this is me coming through the hay. And, well, yeah, it's definitely hotter. I'm trying to watch the levels so that I don't have to fix this in post quite so much. Whoa! I'm coming through the scalpel.
Obviously, that put a bunch of EQ on my voice. Now, when I take it to an extreme, do the simple things like clapping and tapping, it's going to have an opinionated resonance. And I think you're really going to enjoy the soundscapes that I'm able to create by taking those tonalities and then stretching them. Okay, it's more subtle, but I mean, as you can imagine, I prepared some of these sounds earlier, and they are elsewhere on the reel. And when you start adding delay and reverb to these things, the really, really otherwise tiny impulses of resonant tone gets to be smeared out into something that sounds more like a pluck. So something that I just did on Bib is tapped on echo 3 times, or on the strip 3 times, and then made sure that I was on echo, which is indicated by this dial turning green. And then I turned this dial, which controls echo time. So now echo time is being controlled via this orange CV cable. Maybe I could make that a little more apparent by changing it to green. This is the green thing being controlled. How about that? And I put it down here at the bottom just because it's a little bit, it's the opposite of whatever's happening to the slide. This is very much what I was going for, some sort of spooky ambient soundscape as we go into spooky month. So I'm just going to do this for a while. Enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Well, I have ultimately decided to start over. Let's do a different patch. So here's another one of those hits on the case using the resonance. At the bottom of crossfade, we're going to get 100% lefty, and at the top of crossfade, we're going to get 100% pre-recorded material. And since we only have lefty, we can only record lefty. But we can control the speed of lefty, and that can be reflected in the recording. Lefty never stops, but you can make them slow down. And you can make the recordings stop. So if I fade up and turn all the way down, that's one way to stop in place. And then the other way to stop is to bring everything back to the neutral position by turning sensitivity all the way down. I'm going to see if I can get the slowest possible movement out of the pre-recording that we did earlier. And then just add a little bit of live lefty on top to give it some chaos. Spooky, right? Well, I have ultimately decided to start over.
Good morning. The following attacks are expected. It's 14.0 feet. The lands around and downstream from chapels become flooded. Cattle grazing river bottomland should be moved to higher ground. At 16.0 feet, extensive farmland and river bottomland around and downstream from chapels become flooded.
It maybe doesn't feel like the best time right now to do a toe jam, but I had been working on this one for a few days. So I reworked the track This one's called Floodlines.
At 19 feet, the river covers most of the elevated boardwalk in